I'd like to ask for a motion to enter back into open session.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Yes. Yes.
School committee was meeting in executive session. Student disciplinary hearing, a vote 4-0 to sustain the recommendation of the administration. School committee took advice on employee resignations, school security issues, and superintendent position applicants. No votes were taken. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there anyone signed up for open forum? I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
All those in favor? Mr. Rurick?
Yes, resignations, part-time lunch recess, office aide, teacher assistant at the CASET, Chelsea Sylvia Williamson. Appointments, long-term PE health substitute, Tiverton Middle School, Stephen Fitzgerald.
Correspondence?
Correspondence, we received a resolution, I believe, from the Smithfield School Department regarding general obligation referendum.
Okay. I'll ask for a motion to continue item 9 under old business.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All those in favor? I'll ask for a motion to move up item 11A, Spotlight on Success.
Make that motion. To move up spotlight on success. Second.
All those in favor? Okay, I believe we have the varsity girls basketball Division III state champions present tonight.
Where's Mr. Ashley?
Mr. Ashley?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see him. Mr. Ashley is going to do the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. It gives me great honor if everyone, you can come in a little bit. You don't have to.
It's not
Big
church.
room.
Yeah.
Come.
So it really gives me great honor, and I'll start with the girls basketball team as division champions this year, breaking a multi-decade dry spell, but couldn't have been more excited about their performance this year. The girls, just watching them play, a true team effort, and it was just such a delight when we think about the purpose of the schools and education and coming together. So our big congratulations to you, and so I would like to take this time to read the names and hand off these certificates. And I recognize that if not everyone is still here, I'll read their names and we'll make sure they get their certificates.
Maybe Mrs. Lopes can come up and present with you, please.
Yes. So I do want to just take a moment to congratulate Miss Jonette Lopes as the head coach. So congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. And we do have a certificate for you.
Oh, thank you.
So, congratulations. And with that, I'd like to call up the assistant coach, Miss Cara Faria. If you could also join us up here front. Congratulations. Thank you. Yes. So, Asia Caldwell, if you could come up. Oh, I'm going to still read. Marissa's not here, but I still read it. Marissa Kerr is not here, but congratulations to Marissa. Rachel Pare. Congratulations. Jillian De Silva. Michaela Andrews. Sydney Pelletier. Haley Della Vecchian Ronin. Sorry. Mercedes Lopes. Mariah Ramos. And I'll read Jamie Valancourt, although unfortunately she couldn't be here, so Jamie Valancourt also.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, ladies.
Dr. Watson, want to say something?
Yes, Mrs. Black.
Yes, so I was at the game. It was very exciting. We almost lost. I almost had a heart attack. But Mariah was on my son Gavin's basketball team last year. And I was watching her, and finally I said to her mother and father, what school is she going to next year? I hope she's coming to Tiverton. So thank you, everybody. It was a wonderful game.
All right, and next we have another winning group of ladies, the varsity girls cheerleading division, small state champions, with their coach Susan McDermott. Mr. Ashley.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll still want to read them. So this is to you, Ms. McDermott. I would just like to call, I don't know if Kristen McDermott is here also, if she couldn't make it tonight. Okay. But we do just want to recognize Kristen McDermott as the assistant coach for the girls cheerleading team. And again, just want to congratulate and recognize that this is the third year in a row that the girls have won the cheerleading division championship. Just a special applause to that. She's not, Katina. So, unfortunately, Katina couldn't make it, but we want to recognize Katina Acevedo on the cheer team. Michaela Cabral. Congratulations. Taylor Craig. Congratulations. Olivia Destrums. Marie Feld. Emma Franklin. Mackenzie Gallardo. Kaylee Johnson. Juliana Manusis. Emma Phillips. Alyssa Rodriguez. Couldn't make it, unfortunately. Charlene Silva. Alexis Souza. Margot Souza. Unfortunately couldn't make it. And Selena Souza.
Congratulations and well done, ladies.
Yeah, great
3 years
job.
in a row. That's great.
Good job. It's amazing.
Three-peat.
Girls. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls.
Congratulations again, girls. Thank you. And congrats to the basketball team again. Thank you.
So our next recognition is for our Cyber Patriot teams. I see many fans in the audience. I'm not sure who's speaking, if it's Ms. Cirillo, Mr. Ruda, Ms. Page, Ms. Zimick, or Ms. Delcourt.
We have a 3-minute presentation on both teams, I believe.
Okay. 3-minute live or 3-minute taped presentation.
Yeah. What's a minute between fronts?
How long is it really? 2 minutes? 4 minutes?
4.
We'll give them 4 minutes. I'm way ahead of schedule.
You are.
Watch me.
At least he's here.
Hmm?
Good thing. Now, when you get it's back in the old days when you used to get the chief and the stripes. Station's gone off the air.
Somebody called the Geek Squad. Reminds me of my interview.
We don't need to revisit that, do we? Can you see us? Hello. I think they had a better time connecting to people when they were on the moon back in 1969. Well, that's not good. Well, let's fall back to the old.
So, Mr. Ruda, would you care to come up to the podium and tell us about
And
your
Julie,
experience with Cyber Patriot?
Give us a verbal.
Because I see you.
We're gonna try one last lifeboat. Oh, there we go. Flare gun.
Attention school committee, this video cannot be played. Your device has just
appropriate.
been hijacked
Now I get it.
and will be used as ransom until you pay us $2 million in unmarked US bills only.
Sorry, we don't have that. We don't have that budget.
Virus has been destroyed. Your system is now protected.
Welcome to the Tiverton Middle School Cyber Patriots Lab, where the future of cybersecurity begins. Our students make up 7 teams and are facilitated by an all-volunteer team of coaches
Sounded like just the
and
cats.
mentors from our community. Our Tiverton Foxes competed in 3 separate competitions this year and did a fantastic job. Each Fox team competed nationally, with one of our teams qualifying in the national semifinal round. Cyber Patriots here at TMS is an exciting and rewarding program that teaches our students to work toward a safer and more protected future. The ongoing TMS students are invited to explore the newly established Cyber Patriots team within Tiverton High School, where the club meets all year long. Our high schoolers face 3 competitions as well, with each of their competitions including images from the operating systems of Ubuntu and Microsoft Windows. Our Tigers competed for the first time this year and also achieved the competition level of gold. The high school team has access to a substantial series of lessons within Net Academy, an online course series that allows our students to learn at their own pace and their coaches and mentors to monitor their progress. The Cyber Patriots program within the high school requires all team members to also develop a project that is to be presented to their peers. Tech mentors then decide if the individual has qualified to pick up a higher level known as a rate. Team members also host guest instructors that offer lessons in other aspects of programming. On behalf of the students within Tiverton and the cybercrime fighters of the future, we would like to thank our volunteer coaches and tech mentors for an exciting and successful year. Here's to the future.
Thank you very much. Well done. I'd like to especially thank all of our volunteer mentors and coaches and all the other people that supported the program. I don't know if any of you want to come up and tell us about your experience or plans for next year, or Mrs. Zimick, thank you. I knew I could rely on you.
Hi, my name is Susan Zimick. I was one of the coaches for the 7 teams that we had at the middle school with Cheryl Morgan, who couldn't make it today. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. Can everybody
Yep.
hear me? It sounds
Just-
good. We had 2 great tech mentors that came from FM Global. Jim Rhode is here. Harry Pearson is the other one. And we had a lot of volunteers, parents that helped out. Next year, we have a volunteer, Charlie Page, who will be carrying it on if it's allowed for the next year. He's a 7th grade parent, 7th and 5th, so we'll
4
keep
years.
him for a couple years.
Okay.
So the kids really
That's a
enjoyed
contractual
it.
obligation.
Yeah.
Have it on the
We
next
hold on
agenda.
tight to those. But I think the kids enjoyed it. It was absolutely wonderful to see them from beginning to end. We did have one of our teams go on to the semifinals and surprise everybody. We found out like the week before that they were going on, so that was great. And everyone did great. And they had a good time for what we
Thank
had.
you.
It was
Great.
wonderful. And thank you very much for the donations that we received and everything else that you got, your support. We couldn't have done it without it. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
So we could not have done it without you, especially you in particular, Mrs. Zimick and Mrs. Rowe and Mr. Ruda and others. Any of the students want to come up and say a few words, or too shy? Oh, Mrs. No, Rachel? No. I thought you're not still in high school.
No, she's just trying to exit gracefully.
Mr. Cirillo.
Hi. So we had a great year thanks to our tech mentors who have taught us so much, and we started kind of late, so we didn't get as far as we hoped, but after what we know we're going so far, I guarantee that we'll get much farther than we did this year next year. So thank you for everything.
Great.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Larkin?
Yes, Mrs. Black.
So I'd like to thank everyone that came up at the last minute and helped us out with the students. And let's start planning for next year now so we don't fall behind the 8 ball. And last night I was at a meeting at the town council, and the man sitting next to me, I said, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm in cybersecurity. I said, when do you come into the school? So we got somebody else on board, and that's how we'll do it. I know there's a lot of opportunities in the state, and we'll connect with them and find out. There's a whole bunch of new programs. So this is just the launch. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, so we are on 10A, old business, update on Charter Review Commission. Anything to report, Mrs. Black? that you
Yes,
can
just a
say in
short,
public?
just a short report, because the last meeting, which was Thursday, March 22nd, was closed executive session, anticipated legal action to ensure town council does not prevent Tiverton voters from voting on Charter Review Commission proposals. Then they went into executive, so I don't know what happened yet, but when I get the minutes next time, I'll give them to you all, and then we'll go forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item 11B, approval to go out to bid for security upgrades at all 5 schools.
Yes,
Mr.
I'm
Rick?
asking the committee to give permission to go out to bid on the items that we discussed in executive session.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11C, request to extend contract with Aalborg Construction.
Yes, what you have, at our last construction meeting, which was a week ago today, Mr. Aalborg brought to our attention that in order, or he's requesting, that in order to do the additional work that we approved a couple of meetings ago to do the lights and the ceiling tiles, he would like to extend just that part of the project to November 15th as opposed to October 15th, where everything else will get completed. I'm recommending the committee approve.
So this is an extension of the scope of work.
Yes, just on
Just
the
to remind
ceiling tiles
everyone.
and the lights.
This is not because he is behind or.
No, this
we're
is
actually
just,
at-
no, this is additional work.
We're ahead of schedule,
Yes.
so just to make that clear.
Yes, and he also reported that out, that we are ahead of schedule.
Right.
And that won't affect substantial completion in the
No,
bond
it won't- it
payment
will
coming
not.
back to the town. That's what they'll be
No, it
asking
will-
about.
it will
So
not.
again, that's money that we funded out of our reserve balance. It will be reimbursed by RIDE because it is part of the overall.
And again, you have
renovation
two
plan.
types of reimbursement.
Right.
You have the project itself, which substantial completion for the 15.4 million. Once this work is completed in November, the town will then apply for reimbursement to RIDE, and then the money gets circulated back because it's part of our capital plan.
So, Mr. Rick, can the town expect that reimbursement to come in fiscal 19?
Yes. That's my understanding, because the
And
work
that
will be
would
done.
approximately,
The work, again,
just for
assuming.
this work?
Yeah, assuming this work is completed in November, we'll then send the paperwork, we do it electronically. It usually takes, a couple weeks for them to get paid. I know our vendors, Aalborg and RGB, when they get reimbursed through Rybeck, it's within a couple weeks. I'm not quite sure about how I mean, that's a question we could ask Mrs. Surratt, but I would assume it would be it will be within that year, within the fiscal year 19. So the town, to answer the question, long way to answer it is yes, they should expect that money as revenue.
Do you know if that's been communicated to them so they can put it in their
We have
budget plan?
communicated it to, when we did the tour, we communicated it to the members that were present. We have not officially sent a letter to them.
So we were going to ask the treasurer, right, about the different
Yes.
kinds of reimbursements, and if we could send a letter and get that in writing, that would be good, right?
We did send the email, and we're waiting on a response.
And can we also assume that this work will be done nights and weekends, similar to what we're seeing?
Yes.
With the roof
That one's
work?
not going to be done during the school day.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
And again, they're going to, those ceiling tiles and the lights, in my understanding, is all dependent on the HVAC being done.
Right.
They got to do that first, and then they got to come back while the ceilings are open and then put everything in. So I believe it's just a timing issue, but it would be done at night.
Okay, I may have asked that question.
Right,
last
no,
time,
it
just didn't
will be done
remember.
at night. It won't be done or on weekends. It won't be done during the school day.
Will we receive some sort of notification that the reimbursement has been sent by RIDE and how much it is? And
We normally do not. We don't get any, we don't have visibility to that. We have our records.
I think we need to.
Yeah, we'll certainly can ask the treasurer for that information.
Yeah.
And ask her to keep us
I mean, it's
apprised.
public records,
Yes,
yeah.
but normally, to answer your question, it's between,
RIDE and the
RIDE
town.
and the town and not us. They don't even,
It's the right that money.
it's kind of like the audit. We don't even get included in the,
But we should have
Communication.
for my files.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, they're sending that over shortly.
All right, yeah, we need to be aware of that.
No, I agree. And we need to know when it comes in and when the town gets it. So
Okay.
everybody's on the same page regarding that.
So can I have a motion to extend the contract?
I'll make that motion.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Item 11D, update on Rhode Island Association of School Committees.
Yes, right, they had a meeting of Association of School Committees, and as you can see from all my charts I brought tonight, about our funding and our past practices, and you can see the local contribution, the state, you can't see the federal because it's so small, it's in red, and that's what we get. So we've testified at the state, we've testified through the years, I always bring my charts. So when I was there Saturday, they had a nice presentation up there, and it said that state funding for education is in the 20%. And so I looked right away, and they knew I was going to say something. I had my hand like this, so they said, well, we just want to let you know that that's from all sources, but if you just go from the local, we're 44th in the country. That makes a big difference. And we're 47th for higher education, which you heard today, it's only 9% they give to the colleges. So that makes a huge difference. Don't say we're 20%. and that's from all sources, and it all comes from us, as you can see by the charts. I show them to the governor, I take them everywhere. When it's windy, I blow away. Mr. Burgundy used to get very upset, remember?
did.
You don't need those charts. I said, visual is good.
You don't need those.
And so then the other charts you can see from the budget history, it's just that, as you can see from the signs, most of the time we try to go along with the budget committee and the town council and the school committee. That's always our goal. I couldn't bring last year's chart, and my favorite sign, because we're in litigation, so I had to leave it home. But I'll bring it sometime when I can. So we stand outside the polls with these from 7 in the morning till 8 at night and try to talk to everybody about supporting our schools. So the reason I wanted to bring them is to show you that our goal is always to try to go along with the budget committee and the town council as a whole town, unless we can. Okay, thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Item 11E, approval of the 2018-19 school calendar.
Yes, I'm asking the committee to approve the 18-19 calendar. I've submitted a draft to NEA Tiverton, got their input, and it's reflective in that we would, if approved, be starting school after Labor Day. Our first day would be that Tuesday, with PD days and teacher orientation day being August 29th through 31st.
Can I have a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item 11F, budget history and state funding formula.
That was the same thing as the other one.
Okay. Item 11G, student representation at school committee meetings.
Yes, this was, I believe, Miss Sally, did you ask me?
Yes,
to add that?
Mrs. Polish had asked for this quite a while ago.
Yep.
And I think it would be really more appropriate than ever now with everything that's going on to have a member of the school community, a student on our committee, or just to sit with us for a while. And as Deb said, they can, after they speak, they can go home if they have to do their homework or something, but some other districts do it. So.
So, I think I'm in favor of that. The only issue is I think we'd have to write some kind of policy.
To how they're chosen.
Yeah, well, to how they're chosen and also what their actual powers are.
What their purpose is.
And purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose is good.
Okay, and they don't, of course, they don't vote, but they're just like.
Well, I think we would have to specify.
Right.
Because I don't think we actually have. You'd have to change the charter to.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm
Get them.
just so they know, but I think it would be really important
Yeah.
now to have their voice with us. Okay.
Do we actually need? I guess does it have to be policy as opposed to a motion?
I'm sorry, Diane.
If I might, I would like us to take a little step back on this and come up with the goals and expectations prior to us taking any votes to move forward with this, because there's a lot of moving parts that could conceivably happen. I put in some research, and I didn't get through the entire state. I know it's only a small state, but my time was a little limited the last few days.
Okay.
And you know, certainly there is student presence in Barrington, Cumberland, and East Providence, with only Barrington calling them a student representative on the committee. The others are more liaisons.
Okay, well, we could look into it.
And so it would
Yeah.
be best if we approach
Policy
this
subcommittee.
meaningfully, and certainly, you know, no small task to decide who. How would, you know, how would a student
Well, that's the
be
thing, yeah.
chosen
Right.
as well? And what would the expectations be?
Yeah. So I guess my question is, does it need to come under policy? In which case we could refer it to the policy subcommittee. Lucky them. Or could
Not
it
that
be?
I want to give us more work, but I would recommend that it will go to the policy subcommittee.
Yeah. I was
And then we could look into
thinking
everything
that it probably
about
does need to go there.
Okay,
I was wondering if there's a way around it, but probably not.
so let's refer it to them.
All right. Can we have a motion for that?
Could I make a motion to refer
Who's going to
this-
tell Mrs. Polish?
the policy?
She's going to be thrilled,
Yeah.
because as Mrs. Black alluded
Is
to.
there a
she
second to the
wanted
motion?
do this.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
That's what comes to mind.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to table item 11H.
Well, could we put it on the next agenda, please? I don't
Yeah,
like
to
to
the
table
next-
things, because then we'll never
I have
see it
that on
again. to move
continue
it
it
to the next
to,
agenda.
continue it to the
Yeah.
next school committee meeting.
Yes, yes.
All those in
Under
favor, and is there a second?
pathways.
Right, all that.
All those in favor?
It's a lot of good stuff came out.
Okay, item 12, announcements, meeting schedules.
Not that the committee needs another meeting, but
You're right,
with your schedule that you have through April 10th,
right.
you're pretty booked up. The next school committee meeting would be the 24th of April. And that, I'm fine to keep it there, but it could be a long one, just so you know, unless you want
So
to.
the question is, do we want to meet later in that week, or do we want to meet on the 17th? When is school vacation?
It's the week it's the week after, the week of the 17th, the 16th. The week the week of the 10th, which is April 9th.
Right,
That's our week before we go into vacation.
right. So the
The
17th,
teens,
that's what I'm getting
yes.
at, is the 17th would actually be the
Yes,
week
that
of
would
school
be
vacation.
vacation.
So we could either meet,
We can do the 24th. I'm just,
well,
wanted to
I'm
bring
just,
it to the
that's, I guess, what
committee's
I'm
attention.
sort of having trying to have the discussion.
Diane was born somewhere in April. Did you tell us you were?
No?
Just at the end of the month, okay, that's it.
So if we wanted to wait until the 24th, we can wait until the 24th.
yes.
Our other options would be to try and meet some other day the week of the 9th, or meet the week of the 16th, which is school vacation week, if that matters to anyone, which
I would
generally it does.
just,
So,
again, it's your schedules, but I would think you don't want a meeting before the 10th. I mean, you're 3 meetings this week, then you get 2 more coming up. I would
that's
say if you're going to do it, either do it during April vacation or just wait till the 24th, because you'll be just too,
It was, yeah.
you'll just
Wait
be
till the
too
24th.
busy. We can go to, I'm just saying,
you suggesting we don't like meeting?
I'm saying, well, if you want to have another one, have it.
We'll go to the 24th.
Go to the
I would say
24th?
go to the 20,
Yeah,
just
we
so
can
you're
do it.
aware, so
We
when
can-
you see the agenda, you don't
That's
have,
all
We'll go to the
We'll-
24th.
you
We're
know.
good.
We say that now, it's like a snow day in just January, but then come June, oh, why are we here?
All right. And just to update you, I have not yet been able to connect with Mr. McNally about, or Ms. DiMederos about a joint meeting, so I will try and do that and bring it back to the committee at some point.
Mrs. Powell said she wanted to do it with the 3 bodies, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And probably
I think
after
it needs to
tax.
be with the 3 bodies
Yeah.
for that conversation. You got to have everyone in the same
Yep.
room.
Yep. That is sort of the point. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Jerry?